Shalom and good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here with you and to start a new broadcast, a new lesson, a session conversation with you. The question is, always remain. Do we look for justice or justice is looking for us? Usually we feel as humans that the moment is not feel right or correct or inconvenient, and always we are looking for just things, or we're looking for justice, and we feel that something is not right and wrong and should be different. This is our finite perspective as people that in a way live in space and time. But let's see what is the perspective of the divine, and maybe things are opposite. In what way? In the way that justice might looking for us. So let's pop into the whiteboard and see what is happening there now. We shall read 3 verses and then we shall read the Zohar. This is Tikkunei Zohar, Zohar corrections. But first let's read the Psalms. Tehillim 118, Kof Yod Chet, verse 19. פסוק י"ט פיתחו לי שערי צדק, אבוא בם אודיה. Open me the gates of justice, I shall enter them and thank Yah. Yah is Father and Mother, wisdom and understanding. Psalms 24, verse 7. שאו שערים ראשיכם, carry your heads towards the gates, והינשאו פתחי עולם, and lifted the opening of the universe. ויבוא, and shall come, מלך הכבוד, the king of honor or the king of glory. Song of Songs 5:2. אני ישנה וליבי ער. I sleep and my heart is awake. קול דודי דופק. The voice. This is interesting because they translated here. It is interesting. Kol is both voice, yes, voice and sound. So kol. Kol dodi dofek. The voice or the sound of my beloved one is knocking. Pitchili achoti, open me, my sister, Rayati, my wife, Yonati, my dove, Tamati, my undefiled or innocent. Sheroshi nimla tal, that my head is filled with dew. Kevutzotai resisei laila, my curls are in a way wrapped or come up with drops of night, sparks of night. So let's see what is the connection between all of them and how does this text supposed to communicate to us. We are reading here in the book of Zohar, Tikkunei Zohar, Zohar correction with translation from correction 23 until the end. This is correction 69. Letter 78, Ein Chet. Ve'alehu itmar, ve'alehem ne'emar, and upon them it is being told, or it has been said, Pitchili, open me. Here we read in Song of Songs, yes, Pitchili. I will use now the whiteboard and make some marks that it will be easier to focus. Pitrili, open me. Here, Pitrili, Pitrili, open me. And here the Zohar says, in what can we find, what is the key? How can we unlock when something is locked, or the treasure is locked, or the door, or the house? In which key do we open? And he says, Pitrili be'ot bet. Open to me in the letter bet, in the second letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Pitrili, open to me with what? With the letter bet. So, in a way, Pitrili here in Song of Songs, the verse means open me in the letter bet. Let's write the letter bet next to Pitrili. Oh, let's write it in English. Open me with letter bet. With letter bet. This is the key. Open me with letter bet. Remember. And then he continues. This is how they unite ideas or stream of consciousness in the Zohar. And then he continues. We have Pitrili, open to me, feminine. Pitri is open feminine, li to me. Open me with the letter bet. This is the Song of Songs. And then he moves to what? To Psalms. Psalms 118:19. Pitruli sha'arei tzedek. Open me the gate of justice. So this is feminine, Pitrili, singular. Feminine, singular. And now Pitruli, open me. And this is I would say masculine, plural. Pitruli, masculine, plural. Yes, Pitruli, Pitrili and Pitruli. This is the connection. Sha'arei tzedek, the gates of justice. Se'u she'arim rashichem, carry. How does he say this? Se'u she'arim rashichem. Carry your heads towards the gates. Vehinas'u pitchei olam, and the opening of the universe shall be lifted. Ve'yavo melech hakavod, and the king or the honor king will come. Umipnei ze, and for this reason, Pitrili ba'ot bet, open me with the letter bet. Ze hasha'ar leHashem. This is the gate for being. LeHashem here, the double yod here, this is a short way to write the tetragrammaton or the Lord. Whenever in Hebrew they write like two yods, yes, two yods, and I will make it in another color that will be able to distinguish. Let's put it on red. Where are you, red? Yeah. So when they write like those two yods with this, it means the tetragrammaton in a short way. So, what is he saying here? So, Pitrili, open to me or open me with the letter bet, with or via the key of the letter bet, we can open the gate of being. This is a very interesting reading, because we're always doing things and we are living on mechanical level, on the surface, yes, on a conditional level, doing or not doing, and so in time. And here he says something interesting. How do we open, how do we have access to the mode of being? This is what also Yanis asked last time on Discord. How do we get an access to the mode of being? He said, first we have to use a key. What is the key? The key is the letter bet. This is the key. The letter bet is the key that opens the gate or the door for the being mode, the unconditional love. וזה אות bet min bereshit. And now he says something beyond. It's not just a letter bet. This special key is the letter bet from the word Bereshit that starts the whole Bible. Bereshit. So the letter bet is the key, not just the letter bet, but the letter bet of Bereshit. This is the key for entering the gate of being. Now, he moves now to the verse from Song of Songs, because first he dealt with Pitrili, open. Yes, let's make it here. He says, open me here. But we have here another word, achoti, my sister. My sister. So let's see how he continues to read the verse from Song of Songs. Achoti be'ot aleph min bereshit. Achoti is my sister, but achoti starts with the letter aleph. Yes? So let's mark here the letter aleph. Let's move to Bereshit. Yes? And achoti is with aleph. Let's move and color it. Here. Achoti. This is my sister. My sister. Achoti. With achoti. Yes, this is how it opens. This is the first key of Bereshit. And Pitrili, open me. This is bet. And continue reading the verse. Achoti, my sister, is aleph. My sister is aleph, basically. Yes, and let's see how he continues. רעייתי באות רש מן בראשית, my wife. My wife. Here, this is my wife. My wife. Or my companionship starts with resh. Yes, and here we have resh. Yes, my wife, my friend, my companionship. Yes. יונתי באות י' מבראשית, my dove. This is my dove. Let's write it. My dove, Yonah. Here, Yonati is my dove. Yonah is dove. Yonati, my dove. My dove. Where is my dove? Where is the letter Yod of Bereshit? Let's look for it. Here. This is Yonati. Yonati. Here. My dove. Tamati. Here. Tamati is my innocent. Starts with Taf. Tamati be'ot Tav min Bereshit. My innocent. Here. We have it. Here is Tamati. We see here. Let's color it. Oops. This is Tav, my innocent. And here we have it. Tamati. Tamati, my innocent. Here. My innocent. שראשי, שראשי, that my head, באות שין מן בראשית. Here, שראשי, because the verse continues in Song of Songs, שראשי נמלא טל, that my head is filled with dew. So let's mark the shin with red here, שראשי, my head. And let's mark it here in blue. Oops. And here we have shin. Where are you? This is shin, שראשי, that my head, my head. I have to make it clear, not my head. My head, שראשי. Yes? Here I have to, would like to complete רעייתי, my wife. רעייתי. This is רעייתי. And this is פתחי. I just complete that we shall have it, the whole set. שראשי באות שין, that my head. Yes, because we say here שראשי, this is the letter shin. We found it here. שראשי, here. This is the shin of Bereshit. שראשי נמלא טל, that my head is filled with dew, tal. Now let's focus about the word tal. Let's one second. Let's open the word tal. Tal. This is dew. And the value of dew is 39. One second. I have to turn off something here because there is some event. Yeah. Tal is 39. 9 or tet is 9. Here. Lamed is 30. Tal is 39. Dew. Tal. But now he continues and says something interesting. What is dew? Okay, in life we go to, and in the morning at dawn there's a dew. It's like a drop of water. But now he goes and opens what is a dew. And he says something simple. Nimla tal, here, that my head is filled with dew. Nimla tal, filled dew, or with dew. Sod hadavar, the secret of the word, or the secret of the thing, because davar is also a word and also a thing. Sod hadavar, the secret of the thing, of the word, Hashem echad, being is one. Sometimes we say the tetragrammaton is Hashem, or sometimes the name, or sometimes we say being. Being one. Let's open being and one and see how does it go. So let's put it here. Oops, I glitched. Well, I glitched. Sorry. The name, the tetragrammaton, is 26. Yes? Echad, 1, is 13. Hashem echad, or being one, being one is 39, like tal, like dew. So open to me Because my head is filled with dew. My head is one in the mode of being. Open. סוד הדבר, the secret of the word, or the secret of thing, השם אחד, or being one, שעולה לחשבון טל, that it comes in calculation like tal, because we said that being is 26. Here I repeat, 26 and 1 is 13, and together this is the same calculation like tal, dew, 39. דבר אחר, now another idea, another thing, נמלא טל באלוהים, filled dew with the word of God, Elohim, yes? ובו היא מלאה, because, let's look into it. Elohim, the word Elohim, let's write it here. Let's stream like this, it's easier. Diagonal, yeah. Elohim is God, the manifested Elohim. But when we rearrange the letters, we start with mem, the final mem becomes regular. מלאה is filled, feminine, filled. So what is Elohim, or the manifested God, is something which is filled with. It is manifested, it is seen. The vessel has the whole light in it, so we see an orange. But this is another topic. Let's move into the text and see what he wants to say. So he said first that what is dew, I just repeat and connect, the being one is the value of 39 like dew. But there is another way to look at it. נמלא טל, filled dew with God, with Elohim. But the word Elohim, when we rearrange the letters, it means also filled. Filled with dew, which is the manifested God. This is an opposite reading, yes? Because נמלא טל, as we read, being one, this is in a way the nomenon, and this is the phenomenon. So we see opposite reading in the same text. Once we are reading it as nomenon, and another way, Elohim מלאה, is the phenomenon. Please pay attention. באיזה מקום, in which place, ביום השביעי, in the 7th days, שהוא שישי. Please pay attention to the text. It is challenging. In which place it is filled with dew? In the 7th day, ביום השביעי, שהוא שישי. In the 7 days, which is the 6th. A riddle. What is happening here? ועל ראשו יוד עטרה. And upon his head, the letter Yod is tiara, included of 10. This is a secret text. What is written here? In which place? Okay, reasonable to ask. ביום השביעי, in the 7th day. So the 7th day is not just a time, it's also a place, because he says, in which place? In the 7th day. Okay, we figured this. But ביום השביעי, in the 7th day, shehu shishi, which is 6. The 7th day is the 6th, and upon his head Yod is tiara included of 10. Okay, let's draw it. In the 7th day, which is 6, so we have 7th day, let's write 7 in this case, which is, and now I'm going to move, because 7th day equals the letter Zayin in Hebrew, Zayin, which is the 6th day, and this is how he said, how do we write, and this is in a way he solves us the problem. How do we write, how do we arrive to write the letter Zayin? From which notion? So he said, this is the 6th day, and the 6th is what? Is Vav. So how do we write the letter Zayin? Vav, linear, and Yod on top. Yes? Vav, 6, in a way, yes? And the potential of Yod on top, again. He says that the 7th day equals the 6th, yes? And this is the 6th, the Vav. And upon his head, the letter Yod is tiara, yes, included of 10, meaning 10 spheres. Let's continue. And upon his head, letter Yod, tiara, included of 10. Yod is a drop. Now he continues. Yod is a drop. שנמשכת מן מוח לגבי ה'. So now we continue with the drawing. Yod is a drop that comes from the mind. Yod is the letter that comes from the mind towards the letter Hey. The letter Hey is called Afikei Maim, the ways of waters or brooks. Yes? So we have the letter Yod that comes from the mind, all of us having it. Yes, the letter Yod comes from the mind and continues towards the letter Hey. This is the ways of water. Here, the letter Hey is called the ways of water. And now he continues. Vav is the spirit or the wind that goes from the left side. I have to, Vav. רוח צפונית, northern wind, שהיה יוצא מאונה שמאלית של הלב. This is the north wind that used to come from the left side of the heart, והיה מנשב בכינור של דוד, and used to play David's harp or David's violin. והיה מנגן מאליו, and David's harp used to play by itself. David did not touch him. Yes? So how did the violin or the harp play? A northern wind came from the left side of the heart and used to play David's harp. ועליו נאמר, and upon it, the David, now he explained, upon it, it has been said, קול דודי דופק, the voice of my beloved one, voice or sound of my beloved one is knocking. שבהתחלה, in the beginning, that in the beginning, אומרת אות ה' קטנה, אומרת אות ה' קטנה, קומה, אני ישנה מיניה. So now it's the speech of the letters. Now he moves. Let's move it here and write it here. Whereas the text, I want to be close to the text as possible. Yes? He speaks about אני ישנה וליבי ער, about the verse from Song of Songs, אני ישנה וליבי ער, and I'm sleeping, but my heart is awake, through the 4 letters of the Tetragrammaton. So let's write it again. שבהתחלה, that in the beginning, אומרת אות ה' קטנה. Let's write it here on the left because I would like to remain close to the text. The little hey, there are 4 letters of the Tetragrammaton. Wisdom, this is wisdom, hey, understanding, vav, and hey. This is little hey. Little, 1 second. Hey קטנה, small hey. So the small or the little hey says, אני ישנה min yod and hey. I'm sleeping, the little or the manifested hey. This is the manifested, yes? So she says, I am sleeping, the manifested or the mechanical says, I am sleeping. Those letters are awake. Wisdom and understanding. They are unconditional. They are beyond space and time. So no laws of gravity are circling them. So this is the speech of the last hay, the little hay, the small hay, that symbolizes the mechanical or the manifested. She says that towards the awakeness situation of the mind, wisdom and understanding, Abba ve'ima or Ya, towards or in relations to them, she is sleeping. When, and this is also about us, when we are, how do you say, deep in mechanical, we do something mechanic and we become the machine that, this mechanical movement that we're invested in. And she says here, the little hay, that I'm sleeping towards the infinite. Yes, because there's, in a way, we believe that we are the machine. Because we are doing those actions are happening through us, and we believe that this is who we are. And here the little hay says, I'm sleeping in relation to the finite. All the mechanicals happening are sleeping, not awake, in relation to the in relation to the infinite, All mechanical happening are sleeping in relation to the infinite, to wisdom and understanding. עד שמתעוררת ו', she is sleeping. The mechanical world in us is sleeping until what? What is happening? Until the letter ו', עד שמתעוררת ו' לגבי אותו רוח, until the ו' is awakened in relation to that wind. Which wind is it? The northern wind. ועליו נאמר, and upon it, it is said, קול דודי דופק. The voice or the sound of my beloved one is knocking. Not just knocking on wood, but pulsating. Because the word דופק, yes, דופק, is not just knocking as a verb, it means also a noun, pulse. When we go to the doctor, to the nurse, they're checking pulse, they measure דופק. מודדים את הדופק, הדופק is a noun, this is pulse, and דופק as a verb. Yes, so we have noun, דופק, pulse, and we have a verb, knocking. So, what happens? We are in the mechanical world, are considered to be sleeping in relation to the infinite. Until comes, or the letter Vav awakens in relation to this wind, the northern wind, and immediately Kol Dodi Dofek, the voice or the sound of my beloved one is knocking or pulsating. We feel a pulse from the inside to be awake. It's not external that we hear a knock in the door. Pulse from the inside, like an impulse. Beshesh otiyot min bereshit. So how does the impulse, the inner impulse, awakens us inside? Via the 6 letters of Bereshit. So now the Vav, yes, the spirit here, is not just symbolizes 6 as a vector or Vav as a spirit, but it relates directly to the 6 letters of Bereshit. This is how the mechanical entity in us awakes. שהן כנגד 6 תיבות הייחוד. Those 6 letters are parallel to the 6 words of unification. What are the 6 words of unification? Shema, Israel, being Hashem, Eloheinu, Hashem, the being is one. Yes? So we have 1 word, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes? Shema Israel, listen Israel, being our God, being one. והן כנגד, and those are parallel to ששת ימי בראשית, 6 days of creation. Hello. Good to see you here, friends. Good to see you here, Fernando and friends. I hope it was interesting or it was not hard to follow. I found it this morning, and if you have questions or if you want to say something about it, we shall be delighted. This is Tikkunei Zohar, Zohar correction. And the text is quite remarkable because the text is very, very creative. It connects or it weaves through 3 different texts and opens them parallel, diagonal, inwards, leftwards, upwards. So this is a very, very and highly creative text. If you want to say something, I shall be happy to hear you, to see you. And just general saying, not just about the text, but also about us. Because we have started this conversation with a quest that usually we are, as human, finite, looking for justice all the time. And the question is, maybe it's opposite. Maybe justice is looking for us, and we just have, in a way, our job or our mission is to just to make a little opening that justice or this infinite could enter the finite aspect of us. So yes, the infinite, and this is the message from this text, beautiful text of the book of Zohar, is that the infinite always try to contact us. Yes, it's always here, not there. It's here all the time, and is just, and we are in a way asleep, and it just looks for ways to communicate to us, to tell us that we are here, awake with him. But and yeah, it's a beautiful text. Justice is here. We don't need to look for justice. Justice is here with us. And I wanted to read for you a poem about justice. If you don't mind, I would like to read a poem. Just 1 second. I have to look for it in the browser. Excuse me. It is very encouraging, the whole set, to read a poem about justice. I'll try to figure it out as much as soon as possible and to bring it. Just 1 second. I'm looking for it, but 1 second. Here it is. The name of the poem, Veinon bo hatzedek. I'm reading, you don't see quite a text, but I'll try to bring it here in front. Try to see if it is. You know, I start reading because it doesn't, I'm too excited to copy it. Veinon bo hatzedek. Tzedek is justice in Hebrew. Veinon bo hatzedek. ושמח בו עיגול, ובתולה בשדה, וכתב בו אלול. ושביעי הוא הצדק, בין עילה לעלול. נשמה גם בו יש, אך הגן הוא נעול. תשרי הוא החודש, כתוב למפרע. נשמה תסתתר בו, ואין איש יודע. בין ראש לעשור, תתנסר במסור, תעמוד אל פנים, אהבה היא למסור. ימים אז יחלופו, יגיע הדס, אחד מארבעת שאלינו נכנס. יבואו, יגלו, תשמח ערבה, בכפות התמרים עם אתרוג בן דודה. יחדיו אז ישבו כל איש בסוכות, בשמיני אז ינועו, יחוגו לרקוד. ותחל אז שנה וברכות לקור רב, אי שם בשמיים השם לו ניצב. So this is a poem about justice, and in a way what the poem says, just in a very concise way, justice is always here. Veyinon bo hatzedek. In him, in us, there's justice. Yes, we just unable to see it or to feel it, but there's justice all the time. And I'll try to find the right entry, because I would like to post it and I don't want to take much of your time. So I'll try to find it and post it. Just looking again. Tuk, 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 tuk. Yes. And as a link, you could have access to it here. Here, this is it. I hope this session was interesting for you, as it was, or it is interesting for me. This is the link for justice, the poem about justice here. Yes, this is it. And I can put here also the text and copy it. Yes, I hope this is right. And if you have questions, please feel free to ask your questions. I shall be delighted to answer your questions. Yes, at the moment it does not copy the text. I'm trying, because it is also new to me to use it doesn't come, it just comes as black text. I don't see this is coming as white letters. But here's the text and you can click on it. I hope that this session was helpful for you, and I would like to wish you a very good day, and I hope to continue with the tradition, or with let's say the pulse of streaming. Yeah, so see you soon in the next streaming. Thank you so much, and shalom shalom.